You say in this video section, demonstrate Mr. Rincon willingly giving Officer Elizondo his cell phone?
Not that I saw.
You think he gave it willingly?
Oh, no.
Do you own any boats?
No.
Officer Fernandez, are you familiar with Texas Penal Code 38.02?
I would have to see what it is.
It's the failing to identify statute.
For the most part, yes.
In general terms, can you explain what it says? What are the elements to charge someone for failing to ID?
Gonna have to stop the recording. Judy, back up.
We are on the record. This is the video deposition of Officer Roberto Fernandez, Jr. in the matter of Ismael Rincon versus City of Laredo, Texas, et al. Cause number 521CV45, pending in the United States District Court, Southern District of Texas, Laredo Division. We're located at the Office of Texas Pictorial, 2611 East Elm Street, Laredo, Texas. Today's date is July 11, 2023. The time is 9:35 a.m. My name is George Gonzalez. I'm the certified legal video specialist and notary public. Will counsel please introduce themselves and whom they represent?
Alicia Craig, representing Officer Fernandez.
Ismael Rincon, I'm a pro se plaintiff.
Officer Fernandez, would you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
You may lower your hand. We may proceed.
Good morning, Mr. Fernandez. As you may be aware, I'm a pro se plaintiff in this matter for which you're being deposed. Ismael Rincon versus yourself, other officers doing your work, and the City of Laredo. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you mind if I refer to you as officer or you
That's
prefer? Okay. Just want to let you know that I will try and make this deposition as brief as reasonable. We are scheduled for less than a couple hours, but hopefully we can complete it in less time. And the questions, any reference to myself will be as Mr. Rincon, okay? If I ask you a question you do not understand, just let me know. I will repeat or try to rephrase it. Please only respond to the question asked. If you do not, I will immediately interrupt and direct you to answer only the question asked. Otherwise, I think we can proceed. Okay. I'm going to go over a couple of things. I'm going to remind you that you're under oath. It means you agree to require to tell the truth. Plan to do that, correct?
Yes.
For this deposition today, we're going to try and preserve a clear record. So when I ask a question, I would appreciate a yes or a no for an answer using ordinary words instead of hand gestures, as it will make the transcript more clear. Agree?
Yes.
Also, if you'd like to take a brief break, you're welcome to. Just let me know, and we will. However, I'd like to ask not to break mid-question. Do you have any questions for me before we begin? Regarding the exhibits, Exhibit 3 and 4 will be referring to body camera and dash cam of Officer Benavides from the April 27, 2019 encounter on my property. This footage was provided to me by Laredo Police Department in response to my later public information request. Exhibit 5A through C reference in this deposition refer to footage from my cell phone camera on this same incident. Will you please take the name for the record?
My name? Robert Fernandez.
Are you currently taking any medications that would interfere your ability to complete this deposition today?
No.
Do you have any medical conditions that would interfere with the ability to proceed with this deposition today?
No.
Did your attorney help you prepare you for this deposition?
Objection. Privilege.
Who's your current employer, sir?
The Laredo Police Department.
What is your present job title?
I'm a homicide investigator.
How long have you been employed by the city of Laredo?
8 years.
Were you employed by the city of Laredo on April 27, 2019?
Yes.
What was your job title at the time?
I was an officer.
How long had you been employed as a peace officer with the city of Laredo at that time?
What was the year?
2019. April 27, 2019.
4 years.
What is your present age?
32.
Were you born in the United States of America?
Yes.
Have you ever been convicted of a felony?
No.
Have you ever been convicted of a crime of moral turpitude?
No.
Do you know what a crime of moral turpitude is?
No.
It means crime involving dishonesty, fraud, things of that nature.
No.
Have you ever been sued for civil rights violations relating to your employment as an officer?
No.
Have you ever been deposed in a federal civil lawsuit?
No.
Have you read the original complaint or any of the amended complaints in this matter?
No.
You haven't?
No.
Have you watched the videos attached to the complaint in the last 2 months?
No.
On the day of the shooting, were you employed by the city of Laredo as a peace officer on the date of the encounter with Mr. Rincon, April 27, 2019?
The shooting?
We'll get to that in a bit.
What was the date?
April 26, 2019.
Yes.
What was your work schedule on Friday, April 26, 2019, and Saturday, April 27, 2019, if you recall?
I don't recall.
Do you recall the shooting of April 26, 2019 at approximately 10:30 p.m. involving Maria Barranza, the victim of 611 Buckwheat Drive in Laredo, Texas?
I do not recall.
It was believed by the investigators to have been a .50 caliber weapon fired from across the border from Mexico, whose bullet allegedly struck her in the cheek. You don't recall?
Vaguely, but
Okay.
not really.
Do you know that crime was solved?
No, I do not know.
Do you recall what you were doing on April 26, 2019, the shooting?
I don't recall.
You don't recall. Did you appear in the scene of Maria Barranza's home at any time immediately following the shooting?
I don't recall. No, I don't remember.
Okay. Did you prepare and submit any paperwork or report regarding the shooting?
No, not that I know of.
On this particular day of work, were you alone or was there another officer riding with you
For which incident?
for the same incident?
The one by Buckwheat? Or no, I've been by myself.
And what about the other?
I've been by myself.
Were you wearing a body-worn camera during this encounter with Mr. Rincon?
I do not recall. If I was, I had one issued, but I don't remember the exact date when I had it issued.
At approximately 12:43 a.m., April 27, 2019, a couple hours later after the shooting. Did you arrive on scene in the area of 1102 South Meadow in Laredo, Texas?
Yes.
Were you in your police cruiser?
Yes.
What prompted you to go to this location? Were you dispatch, routine patrol, pursuit?
I believe the officer requested additional units, so I was in the area and I responded.
What do you recall was stated in general terms? If you can't recall specifically what was said in the dispatch regarding officers' need for backup?
I don't remember.
Don't recall. How long would you estimate or guess it took you to arrive after receiving this notice? Less than 5 minutes, more than 5 minutes?
I don't recall.
Were you required to appear at this location?
I mean, it's part of my duties, so
So
I
you
would
were.
say yes.
Okay. This encounter took place in Mr. Rincon's property?
That I do not know.
You do not know? Okay, let's look at Officer Benavides' body footage from this incident, Exhibit 4, 00 seconds through 0.25 second mark.
It's a Ruger 1022. Yeah, it's a Ruger 1022 rifle. You guys know this guy?
Do you agree this section depicts the location of the encounter with Mr. Rincon?
Yes.
Do you agree there are at least 5 police department cruisers on scene?
I wouldn't be able to tell you that.
Do you agree that there appears to be at least 7 officers on scene?
From what I saw, there was 3.
Okay, now we're gonna see Exhibit 4, 2-minute 20-second mark through 2-minute 40-second mark.
You're walking around with a gun at night. Yeah, but ahorita. They could have been easy. Let me check. Yeah, it comes out of your cell phone middle.
In this video section, Officer Benavides, can you identify yourself?
I believe I'm the one detaining.
The one behind me?
Yes.
Now let's look at Exhibit 5A, 0 seconds through 0.38 second mark.
Your ID, bro? No. What's your name?
be able to play that video. I don't have the codec for that one. Can you play that?
I can. So in this video section, can you identify Officer Elizondo?
I believe he's the one that's walking up towards you.
Can you identify Lieutenant Ramirez?
Yes.
Can you identify yourself?
No. I didn't see myself in that video.
But in the previous video, you did see
Yes.
yourself? Okay. Who else can you identify in the video?
Just Officer Benavides from the previous video. And this one, I don't know who's talking to you.
If you want to play it again.
Yeah.
Sure. Can you identify him?
I do not. I don't know who that is.
Okay. Let's move on. Is that Officer Elizondo reaching to take Mr. Rincon's cell phone?
Possibly. I'm not too sure. The video cuts off. I'm not too sure.
The officer that was in his the hood of his unit and approached Mr. Rincon, is that Elizondo?
Yes.
Do you know why Mr. Rincon's cell phone was seized?
No.
Let's look at Officer Benavides dashcam footage from this incident recording portion of the encounter exhibit 3 at 1 minute 40-second mark through 02:35 from this incident. This was taken about the same time as my recording in the previous exhibit 5A, which you just watched.
Oh.
Ready?
Someone just by China back up. So I didn't break work music. Robot 164 talking. Estoy la gente.
You can detect your biology.
Huh?
Well, you provided the tags here by the modules in the middle.
74, go ahead.
Joel?
Does this video section depict you in frame near Mr. Rincon?
I do not believe so. Can we play it again? Just so I can, I guess, sure. Make sure, because I don't see myself in there.
Can you repeat the time marks for this one? I can't see on the screen.
It's Exhibit 3, 01:47 through 02:35.
Someone dispatch item Gladius. So I did a break work music. Robot 16 over talking. Estoy haciendo
You get the tags here by about it, please.
Hello?
Well, you provided the tags here by about this in the middle.
74, go ahead.
And I would be able to tell you where I was at.
Are you not the officer with the flashlight that walked through the
I
survey?
wouldn't be able
Okay.
to tell.
Does this video section demonstrate Officer Elizondo walking away from the hood of his cruiser towards Mr. Rincon?
Yes.
Does this video section demonstrate Officer Elizondo reaching and apparently taking Mr. Rincon's cell phone while he's recording the encounter in this exhibit?
Possibly, yes.
Does this video section demonstrate Officer Elizondo approaching Mr. Rincon?
Yes.
This video section demonstrates that Mr. Rincon's phone is being taken from Officer Elizondo.
Objection has to answer.
It's worded differently. Did Officer Elizondo ask Mr. Rincon to give his cell phone?
Objection hearsay. You can answer.
You can answer. I can repeat the question.
Yes, please.
Did Officer Elizondo ask Mr. Rincon to give him his cell phone?
Not that I heard.
You say in this video section demonstrate Mr. Rincon willingly giving Officer Elizondo his cell phone?
Not that I saw.
Do you think he gave it willingly?
Oh, no.
You say that the video section demonstrate Officer Elizondo used force to grab the phone and hit and or push Mr. Rincon backwards in order to take possession of the cell phone?
I mean, I didn't see much contact there, but I'm not too sure what your definition of use of force is.
Did he push him back when he was taking his cell phone?
I mean, I see him walk back. I don't necessarily see like an actual push.
Did he make contact with Mr. Rincon while taking his cell phone?
Possibly, probably. I mean,
In his, would you say in his chest area maybe?
that I didn't see.
Would you describe the technique or actions used by the seize of Mr. Rincon's cell phone?
Excuse me?
Would you describe the technique Mr. Elizondo used to seize Mr. Rincon's cell phone?
It looks like he just tried to snatch it.
Is there a name used by the Laredo Police Department or its officers for this technique of taking someone's cell phone or other small property?
No.
During this encounter at this time, was Mr. Rincon holding his phone an illegal act?
Objection calls for legal conclusion.
You can answer.
I guess, yeah.
During this encounter at this time, was Mr. Rincon holding his phone and recording the encounter an illegal act or crime?
Objection calls for legal conclusion.
He is required to know the laws he is enforcing.
I'm allowed to object when you're asking
You
for
are.
a legal conclusion.
You are, yes. You can answer.
At this point, I would say yes.
You would say yes, it was an illegal act?
Illegal or legal?
Illegal.
Oh, no.
Let's continue to the next portion. Exhibit 3, 0235 through 0250.
Wait for. Provided attached, hereby about this submittal.
74, go ahead.
George, remember?
You said 232 to 235?
235 through 0250.
Oh, exhibit 4.
No, this is exhibit. No, we're in exhibit 3.
Okay, 232 to
235 through 0250. We didn't have that one.
37, 07, 98, Texas. Come back to a 4-350.
Does this video section demonstrate Officer Elizondo directing you, Officer Fernandez, to handcuff Mr. Rincon?
I can't tell which officer I am at that point.
Okay. Does this video section depict Mr. Rincon attempting to flee?
To flee?
Uh-huh.
No.
Does this video section demonstrate that Mr. Rincon was threatening any of the officers?
Not that I can see from this video.
Does this video section demonstrate Mr. Rincon being violent or acting as a threat to anyone?
Not that I could see from this video.
This video section demonstrates there are at least 3 officers surrounding Mr. Rincon.
Yes.
This video section demonstrates that Lieutenant Ramirez was within approximately 7 feet of Mr. Rincon while he was being handcuffed.
I wouldn't be able to tell you how far he is from this video.
More or less.
It's hard to say. It's kind of far.
It doesn't have to be exact.
Objection, that's the answer.
I wouldn't be able to
Okay.
tell you.
If you know why Officer Elizondo directed you, Officer Fernandez, to handcuff Mr. Rincon,
Objection calls for speculation.
you can answer.
I mean, he felt that you needed to be detained, so
In handcuffs.
yes.
Was Mr. Rincon under arrest at this point?
No.
This video sections presented thus far demonstrate that Mr. Rincon was asked to provide his personal identification to the officers on at least 2 or more occasions.
From this video or any?
All the videos
Yes.
we've shown. Was Mr. Rincon required to produce his license per their request, under the circumstances?
Required?
Required.
No.
To your knowledge, did Mr. Rincon comply with the request?
No, I don't recall.
Was failing to provide his license a crime during this encounter?
Objection calls for legal conclusion.
Not at this point, no.
Officer Fernandez, are you familiar with Texas Penal Code 38.02?
I would have to see what it is.
It's the failing to identify statute.
For the most part, yes.
You are. Can you, in general terms, can you explain what it says? What are the elements to charge someone for failing to ID?
I think it's like for somebody for failure to ID, it has to be in for a cause for arrest or something like that.
Let's look at Exhibit 4, 0235 through 0250.
Yeah, it comes out of your cell phone middle.
Hey, there were three companies, just in great 33,
This video section depicts Officer Elizondo and you, Officer Fernandez, reaching into Mr. Rincon's pockets and clothing area.
Reaching into pockets? No.
What would you call you were doing at the...
Patting you down for any other weapons.
Do you remember if Mr. Rincon was patted down prior to this pat down?
I do not recall.
Do you know what you were searching for?
Weapons, other weapons.
This video section accurately depicts Mr. Rincon protesting Officer Elizondo and you, Officer Fernandez, searching his pockets and person, stating, no, illegal search, man, illegal.
Yes, but we're not searching at that point.
Would you call a pat down a search?
No.
This video section depicts Officer Elizondo taking Mr. Rincon's wallet and other articles of a property of Mr. Rincon's person.
At this point, not yet, or no.
If you know, what was the purpose of Officer Elizondo taking Mr. Rincon's wallet?
Objection calls for speculation.
I do not know.
To your knowledge, officer, at this time, was this standard protocol of the Laredo Police Department?
To pat down people? We pat down people, yes.
Yes. During this encounter, was Mr. Rincon required by law to give his wallet to any officer?
No.
Let's look at Exhibit 4, 0304 through 0308.
304 to 308.
304, 308, yes. This section of the video depicts Officer Elizondo referring to Mr. Rincon as cabron.
Objection called. Hearsay.
I didn't hear that part. I don't know if you can play it again.
Can we play it again? Can we raise the volume a little bit, or is it if it's possible?
I can't make out what he's saying.
Okay. What does cabrón translate in English under these circumstances?
I wouldn't know how to translate that.
Okay. If you know, did Officer Elizondo call Mr. Rincon a cabrón because he was protesting the search?
Objection, speculation.
I like I said, I couldn't make out what he said, but I mean, I wouldn't know.
This time was Mr. Rincon under arrest?
No.
Now let's look at Exhibit 4, 0333 through 0346.
As soon as you answer the questions, as soon as it'll be, answer the questions.
6124. What did you mean by calm down when Mr. Rincon stated that you were injuring his hands?
It's exactly that, just to calm down.
Calm down. Can you define calm or
Just relax.
relax? Does this video section demonstrate Officer Benavides telling Mr. Rincon, the sooner you answer a question, the sooner this will be over?
Objection, hearsay.
I didn't hear that part.
Can we play it again?
As soon as you answer the questions, as soon as it'll be, answer the questions.
6124.
So let me ask this question again. This video section demonstrate Officer Benavides telling Mr. Rincon, the sooner you answer the question, the sooner this will be over?
I think he kind of stops after the sooner you answer the questions, and then kind of there's more.
In general terms, would you say he was trying to say that?
Yeah.
Was Mr. Rincon being handcuffed in custody because he was not answering questions?
He was being detained. Yes. Not necessarily for not answering questions, but he was being detained. Yes.
Was he being detained for in handcuffs?
For the investigation that the officer Elizondo was conducting.
Do you know what questions Mr. Rincon was required to answer in order for this encounter to end?
Objection, calls for speculation.
No.
Let's go to Exhibit 4 at 0908 through 0923.
42 with 2 medals. Oh.
This video section, he said in Spanish, te vas a comportar o te dejo ir. Can you translate that in English? Te vas a comportar, sí o no, te dejo ir.
If you comply, yes or no, and I'll let you go. Roughly, I guess.
Can you define comply? Or what was he required to comply with?
I guess at that point you were trying to move freely when you were being detained.
He was not allowed to move.
No, because he was being detained.
Is it the Laredo Police Department policies to handcuff people for verbally protesting?
At that point, the investigator was conducting an investigation as to what was going on. So yes, we detain people when we're investigating certain things.
Let me ask the question again. Is there policies in the Laredo Police Department to handcuff people for protesting verbally?
For protesting, no. Verbally, no.
Let's go to Exhibit 4, 10:55 through 11:25.
¿Quién eres tú? ¿Verdad? ¿No sabes quién es? Pero you understand where we're coming from, right? ¿Son necesarios de estos? Right now, tenemos seguimiento.
It's 36, 8, 11, 2, David.
You understand where we're coming from, yeah? Pero, I mean, es ilegal. It's what we have to do. It's what we're going to do. Es ilegal lo que están haciendo.
Yeah, for 6124, those 28 return to 2015 Chevy SUV. Registered Mael Rincon out of 11 Down Laredo. I know not the expired and
misinterpreting. It's not a misinterpretation. Being suspicious no es un crime. I said I'm not arguing with you. We're just going to okay.
All this is being done in good faith. That's it.
Do you agree that in this video section I asked if the cuffs were necessary?
Yes.
You agree, responded so far yes?
Yes.
What did you mean by so far yes?
Because we weren't done with our investigation. So you were still detained at that point, yes.
Would you agree, you also stated it's what we have to do, it's what we're going to do?
Yes.
And what is that? What you have to do? Do you have to handcuff everyone you detain?
In certain situations. I mean, it was either that or put you in the back of the unit. So at that point, it was easier just to detain you in handcuffs.
So under these circumstances, handcuffs were necessary?
I would say yes.
Okay. Now let's look at Exhibit 4, 1810 through 1903.
My problem? That's my problem? That's your problem. My property? Listen up, man. Listen up. That's your problem. No, that's not. I kindly asked you, hey, are you border patrol? The lady dices que no. Like, okay, well, then see your ID. For whatever reason you think that you don't have the ID or something. No? That's your problem. That is your problem, man. You do a better job of identifying yourself. Late at night.
I'm just lighting you up.
Carrying
The
this.
hand that's about to be exchanged.
No, report this, brother. Carrying this late at night is not legal. Listen, that's your problem. You're not a good listener. Okay. We're crossing the street. That's a public park. You own that side. But that's a city park that. Listen up. Listen up. That's a city park that we patrol. Okay. There was just a shooting on the Mexico side, where a lady on this side got shot. Okay. Okay. Let me see what the facts. There's plenty of witnesses. They're all cops, man.
It's approximately 15 minutes after Elizondo took Mr. Rincon's cell phone wallet. Does this section of video depict you being directed by Officer Elizondo to free him or otherwise to remove handcuffs from Mr. Rincon?
That video, you look like you were already without the handcuffs.
This section of video exhibit 4 at 1810 through 1903 depict Mr. Rincon after receiving his cell phone from Officer Elizondo, activating the camera and recording Officer Elizondo and this encounter for the second time.
Yes.
Does this video section demonstrate Officer Elizondo taking Mr. Rincon's cell phone from his hand for the second time?
Yes.
If you know, did Officer Elizondo turn off Mr. Rincon's cell phone recording application or function at this point?
I don't know.
This video section demonstrates that Officer Elizondo withheld Mr. Rincon's phone from him and then several seconds later told him to place it in his pocket.
Yes.
If you know, what was the reason for Officer Elizondo taking Mr. Rincon's cell phone for a second time?
Speculation.
I don't know.
You can look at this from a different angle. That would be exhibit 5B 00 through 0038. I'm gonna have to play it on my iPad, right? Exhibit 5B.
That's your problem. That is your problem, man. If you do a better job of identifying yourself late at night, you're carrying this. No, record this, brother. You're carrying this late at night. Which is not legal. Listen, that's your problem. You're not a good listener. Okay. You're crossing the street. That's a public park. You own that side. But that's a city park that we, listen up. That's a city park that we patrol. Okay. There was just a shooting on the Mexico side where a lady on this side got shot. Okay.
Does this video section essentially depict the same account as my previous exhibit?
Yes.
If you know, why was Mr. Rincon held for approximately 20 minutes in this encounter?
For Investigator Elizondo's investigation.
What crime was Mr. Rincon suspected of having committed?
Objection, speculation, legal conclusion.
I wouldn't understand. I wouldn't know what investigator Elizondo was, what crime he believed was being committed.
Do you recall Mr. Rincon stating that you, Officer Fernandez, injured his shoulder when Officer Elizondo and you searched his pockets?
No.
You don't recall?
No.
Do you recall that Mr. Rincon requested EMS assistance on at least 3 occasions after you injured his shoulder?
No.
You don't recall? What was the reason for not contacting EMS?
I wouldn't know. I don't remember.
What did Lieutenant Ramirez, batch 640, say to you about this encounter?
Objection, hearsay.
I don't remember speaking to him about it.
Officer, do you believe that your conduct and actions during this encounter with Mr. Rincon did not violate any Laredo Police Department policies or existing laws at this time?
Objection, legal conclusion.
No.
Are you familiar with United States Appellate Court for the Fifth Circuit ruling in Turner v. Driver from February 2017?
No.
Did you have any training prior to this encounter regarding this ruling that citizens have the right to record public servants in the performance of their official duties?
Not that I can remember.
Are you familiar with the United States Supreme Court ruling in Terry v. Ohio from 1968?
Yes.
Did you receive any training regarding this ruling prior to this encounter? That during a detainment, only an external pat-down of a subject believed to be armed and dangerous is allowed?
Yes.
You did receive training?
It's covered in class, so yeah.
Did you have any training relating to this ruling that a person detained who may flee is a danger to the officers or others is to be handcuffed if not under arrest?
We haven't gone through that, like worded like that, but yeah, I guess.
For purposes of possible award of punitive damage to the plaintiff in this case, can you approximate your net worth in dollars at this time?
No.
Do you recall how many vehicles you own?
Own? One.
Do you own any boats?
No.
Do you recall how much real estate do you own or have an interest in?
One, I guess. My house.
How much were you paid by Laredo Police Department last year?
Believe it was like 108.
108? Okay, last 2 questions. If this encounter were to take place today, would you conduct yourself exactly as you did back in April 27, 2019, or would you change anything?
Objection, calls for speculation.
Probably the same way.
Same way? No more questions.
I was like,
This is the end of the deposition. The time is 10:31. We're off the record.
Thank you, Mr. Fernandez.
That's it. I'll walk you out.
Awesome.